Hello? Hello? Mic's working. Cool. Okay. I think I've moved the computer so much that I probably bumped the microphone interface, but I think we're good. All right. Yeah, crazy fucking week for me, but I can finally stream again, which is really nice. Um, Unfortunately, I had to permanently downgrade the PC, but whatever. So now I'm stuck with my 1060 graphics card for now, which whatever. But in the process of trying to fix everything, I did get to end up doing a fresh install of Windows on a new hard drive. So my PC is running pretty fast, like considerably faster than it used to. So I might not need a graphics card. We'll see. This might be a problem. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can run game capture. I think I just need to do display, which sucks. All right. Also, no music this time because the previous stream did get a lot of copyright claims, not strikes, fortunately. Which is really weird because that playlist that I was playing um, was supposed to be a Twitch-friendly stream playlist, but it was clearly not, considering a lot of the pretty much every song that it played was copyright claimed. All right, so where I left off last time, um, we have our player settings all set up. I think those are pretty much good for now. I'm not going to be touching those. And we created a player inventory. So these two little spheres are pick up items. You can pick them up, and then I can also drop them with the, I think it was F. Yeah, F key. But there is a bit of a bug where they aren't being dropped in the correct order, which is fine, I guess, for now. Not a huge deal, but we got it working somewhat. I would like to continue with the inventory, but at the moment I really don't have the know-how on making the inventory. I have an idea, I just have never done it before. So I'm going to skip that for now. Next, I wanted to work on player health and consumables. These are going to kind of work together, so might as well do them together. There was one thing that I wanted to do first. I want to check to see. Yeah, we're good. There was one blueprint. Which one was it? The light switch that I wanted to update real quick because I noticed that this wasn't an array. So in the case that I want to have one light switch turn on multiple lights, we kind of have to have an array. And then actually that kind of forces us to update our code a little bit. So I need to do a for each loop. The problem is now our condition here for checking to see if the light is visible is going to come into play. So if one of those lights is somehow already on, then not all the lights are going to turn on and off. Or like I'll show here in a sec. So say these lights are, I guess it would be on the point light. The point light is visible. Then that for each loop is going to basically just say, well, it's kind of hard to tell which one is. Well, whatever. Let's move them over. It is a little hard to tell. So I'm just going to do the three lights here. That middle one is on. That for each loop is going to have a different result for each light. I need to set the reference. So now that it's an array, I can do a little eyedropper. That's the first one. Eyedrop the second one, and eyedrop the third one. And it just switches the light. Because that middle one was already on, it's just going to turn that off. But the two on the side, those were already off, it's just going to turn them on. So you'd have to be careful and make sure that all of the lights are properly or are in the same state, basically. Ideally, it would be off. That's the default, technically, for the light. And I also noticed, I guess because the light switch is based off of the item parent, it has the same variables as the item parent, and we don't need that. Technically, we don't really want that. In fact, I don't know why I made the light switch based off of the item parent. It should have been a separate blueprint, basically, because we could have items that we can pick up, or we can have items that we can just interact with. Actually, hold on. No, I guess it's fine if it's under the same category or under the same parent. I think that should be okay. It's just that this light switch has that player dialogue available, but you don't really want that. Technically, I don't think it would even be able to use it because the light switch code doesn't actually have it in use. All right, I'm going to move this back down to where it was because I think I moved it for that screenshot for the thumbnail. So what do I want to do? I do want to make the health widget real quick. Why do I always like lose my place there? Okay, widget underscore player health. That's what we're gonna call it for now. I'm eventually gonna change it because it's not technically health. It's for the sake of the project, but for now, I'm just gonna call it health. All right. So this for the purpose of this game, the health bar isn't actually going to be visible at all times. And actually, I'm gonna have to remake it eventually because the way I want it to work is not something I've done before. I think it's is it a slider? No, it's a progress bar, right? I forgot which one it is. It's a progress bar. So let's I think this should work. There's definitely the option to like change it, the appearance, background image. I guess I would have to set a different image, but I don't have any. So for now, this will work. I definitely don't want to use this default one. Let's anchor that to the middle of the screen. I think technically middle top will work. And let's stretch it out a little bit. Let's do from there to there. It might look a little too thin. There we go. That looks good. Might have to lower it actually. What is this going to look like on the player though? Let's open up the player real quick. If we could play, we're just gonna quickly add it to the player. It's the interactive item is what's creating it. let's just quickly add it to the player. And we're going to call that player health widget. We're going to change this. This is not how we're going to have this set up. I just want to quickly test it to see what it looks like. Health. Oops. Why did that not? Oh, double L. All right. Does that look centered? For some reason, it doesn't feel centered. But it should be. Because it's lined up there. Ah, that's why. Not wide enough. It's still somehow not centered. That looks centered. All right. Okay. Hello, Ahmed. First, I want to say thank you for joining the stream. That is a very good question, and I'm gonna answer it without getting in trouble because I am technically under contract for my current position, my current job. So in the summer of 2020, that's when I moved back home with my parents because of the pandemic. And like pretty much all of June and like half of July, I spent looking for jobs. I spent time looking for jobs. But the problem for me was that I had so little experience with C++ that I couldn't find I couldn't find a job that I was qualified for. And most of my experience was in Unreal with blueprints because that's what my main project for college was when I graduated. I did a little bit of Unity and I did a little bit of JavaScript and a little bit of C, but I never really focus on any of those. And I focus almost entirely on Unreal blueprints. So it took me like a month and a half to find a job that I actually qualified for. That only required blueprints that didn't really require C++. I would definitely say if you want to get a job if you want to get into the games industry, definitely at some point learn C++ because C++ is one of the most common languages that I've seen. Like not even just in Unreal, but a lot of AAA studios use C++ based engines, even if it's like a custom one. But yes, I would highly recommend you learn C++. Start with Blueprints because Blueprints is really, it's basically the fundamental, code and bits of C++. It's all basically C++. It's just in a visual form. Once you learn blueprints, you're going to get a decent understanding of C++. And if you understand code logic and syntax and stuff like that, actually learning to code C++ or just any language in general, it'll become easier. And in fact, I definitely need to start doubling down on C++. Maybe I'm thinking when I get to like a certain point in this project, I need to take a break from the coding streams and do some design work in the background, like not on live stream. I might move to a different project, but make sure it's all C++. So there's a chance I might make a C++ project sometime in March, just so that I can start working and getting experience in that, because that's really important to learn for sure. All right, that was a good question though. Thank you for asking that, and thank you for joining. Okay, where was I? I know I've made a health bar before. And it's in a different project. And the problem is that I just fresh installed Windows and all of my program settings and everything is gone. So, and I also don't even have the right engine version. So I would have to open the project and hopefully it lets me upgrade it to the current version of the engine. I don't think I have it. Okay, just so I don't like accidentally show a worked project, which I'm not allowed to, I am going to, nope, not do that. There we go, because I'm not technically allowed to show any of my work. This project is fine because it's outside of work, but I just don't want to show anything by accident. So, I think got a sub. I think. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. It's gonna be in the drive. Shoot. No, I thought I moved them. No, I only moved the game, the work ones. I remember. Darn. So I have to open it from the bootable drive. Why are there two Unreal Project folders? That's strange. Okay, my eyes are failing me. Ugh, yep, it's one version off. Is it gonna let me open it? I don't know. If I feel like it would be more efficient to try to open this project up. Um, let's see if it lets me open it. Because this is technically the old version of the project from before the basically before the pandemic started. Oh, yeah, actually made it a different version. May prevent it opening with the original. Yeah, that's fine. I'm basically just upgrading it. Did that work? Stream didn't die, did it? I hope not. Okay, it's opening the project. It's just taking a little bit of time. Having two instances of the engine open is probably not a good idea. Let me close this real quick before something catastrophic happens. Oh, it's creating a copy. Ooh. That's gonna be a bit. It's 25% done now. Well, I guess I can show this. This is not bad for the NDA. I just don't want to open the file explorer or yeah, that's what it is, I guess. And scroll over a work project. I should have prepared. To be fair, I just had to reinstall everything, so all of my projects had to move around, and I don't have access to the quick start for each project. I hope the microphone isn't loud, or the fan. Oh boy, I can't wait to see all the errors that pop up. There's probably gonna be a few. I was having, I think I actually had the project in a stable position the last time I opened it. I do really want to get some music for this, but it's really risky right now. Considering even Twitch friendly streams don't actually work. For some reason, they still have a copyright and they get caught on YouTube. I guess there really is no such thing as stream friendly music. You'd have to make your own, basically. I wonder, it'd be really difficult to, because there is a big music database that I use for a lot of my videos, and it's hosted. It's like owned by one specific creator, or I guess you would call him composer, maybe. I don't know. Um, a lot of content creators use that person's music, and he actually also hosts other artists like that also provide their music. Basically, all the music is free to use, with the exception that you have to either like pay the donation. I guess it's like a donation, but it's also technically um like a set amount you have to pay, or you have to give credit. And I guess I could technically play that music, but I would have to show on screen the very specific credit that you have to show in your video description normally. So it would be the name of the song and the artist and the exact link to that song, and then the Creative Commons copyright thingy on screen. So I would have to have it on screen for every song, and that would be a nightmare to set up. So it's not exactly an option right now, but I'm sure it's possible. I would love it if this opened. God, I wish there was a way to pause the stream so that no data is being sent, but it's still streaming on YouTube's end. So that way I can just let the project get created and then unpause the stream so that it continues broadcasting. That's not really a thing, unfortunately, as far as I know. I thought there was something like that. It might have been on Stream, not Streamlabs. OBS Studio. I haven't streamed with that in a long time. Or was it OBS Original? Fuck, I'm already 3 OBSs deep at this point. I could have sworn I read something that like Streamlabs OBS was actually like stealing something from OBS, which is weird because it's an open source project, basically, or open source software. I read something along the lines of Streamlabs OBS was doing something it wasn't supposed to be. I can't exactly say it's true or not because I don't remember what exactly it said. All right, here we go. It's opening up. Finally. Does I have I'm gonna be really upset if I don't have a health bar in here, a functioning one. I don't remember. I know I set up health, but I don't remember if I set up the health bar. I did. Oh, hold on. It needs to. Oh god, it's got a lot of shaders to compile. But yeah, you can see it at the top. It's actually a slider for some reason. Oh, right. Because the way I want my health bar to work, is more or less like a slider. Um, actually, the best way to describe it is how it works in Skyrim. Because in Skyrim, your health bar or whatever, your stamina and all that, the one in the middle, which is your health, goes from the sides, and when your health gets lower, it goes closer to the middle. That's how I want this health bar to work, but I don't know how to set that up. So I would, for now, I'm gonna do a slider, I guess, because that's closer to what I want. Nah, not really, actually. Screw it. I'll just keep the progress bar. I want to see how I did that though. Where is that? Mm. Where is that? Where's the health bar? Oh, I think there is a HUD that I was already using. Wait, is it this one? First person HUD? No, this is just code. It doesn't show it. There's no graph. Why did I put that? I guess if I open the player, I can actually see where what that's actually creating. Player condition. Ah, but where is that at? First person. Oh, UI. There it is. I see it. All right. Interesting. There's no binding to this. Oh, that makes sense. But this is probably not a good idea. I think I'm gonna try it the way I was doing the dialogue subtitles. Let me try it like that instead. All right. So in our player health widget, I'm gonna create in here. How did I do it? Oh, I would have to look at the other one. I'm pretty sure it's just a variable, right? Yeah, it's just a variable. So create a variable, and this is going to be, do I want this to be a float or an int? Let's do a float. Let's do an int. Oh, well, I don't know why I typed int. Player health. And do an int. That doesn't have to be. Okay, we're good. So our player health, the progress bar, percentage is gonna be. Create binding. No, that's not what I want. I don't want an actual binding. How do I do it? I guess I can't with the variable. Oh, what is this supposed to? What is this? This must be a float then. If I make this a float. There it is. Okay, it is a specific variable. All right. So let's go in the player. We don't need the dialogue widget. Where's our player? Oh. Dialogue widget. Let's go ahead and just grab the rest of that. And I'm going to make this a. Do I make this a macro? Probably. Let's do a node. Health. Jesus Christ, phone. Player health. Not player health. Player health widget. Cannot see. Oh. Player health HUD. Whatever. So on begin play, I want to add it to the player, but I don't want it to be visible. Well, actually, no, I do want it to be visible to start. So, like when you launch the game, you go into the game, it'll show you the health bar, but it's not always going to be visible. This is the wrong one. Health widget. Add to viewport, and then it's a good thing we made this into a. I'm not going to actually remove it just yet. Just to double check, this is a good way of making sure you're not creating it when it's already created. We're gonna do the is valid. If it is valid, or if it's not valid, sorry, we're gonna create the widget. And if it is somehow valid, we'll do something else. I'll do that in a sec. So we're gonna create it. If it's not valid, make a variable, or set it as the player widget, the health widget. Add it to the viewport. And before output, I actually want to do a delay. And let's actually make this into a variable because we're gonna use this multiple times. Player. Let's just call it health widget delay. Because we're going to use this multiple times. We're probably going to reuse this section multiple times. In fact, it might be a good idea to just make this a function, probably. Oh, well. Because we can't do a delay in a function. Custom event. Yeah. Update. Player. Health. Shoot. Because there's going to be a player health update. Hold on. Health. HUD. HUD event. Sure, why not? Because this is only going to be called from begin play, but I want to be able to call it whenever the player's health is updated. So there we go. This is actually going to be this. We're now removing it. No, we're not doing that. We're never removing it. What I want it to do is be invisible. Set visibility. This should work. First, I should make sure, and technically I should do the same thing with the dialogue widget. Is the visibility on this thing visible? Okay. Because there's different types of invisible or hidden. There's hidden. There's not hit testable, which means your mouse cursor, say if this is actually just a button on your player HUD, and for whatever reason your mouse cursor comes up, say you're in an inventory or whatever, if this is not hit testable, then you won't be able to click it like if it's actually there when it's invisible. Not hit testable, I think use something you set elsewhere, or hit testable. Basically, you're making it a button, but this isn't a button. I think there is a button, and that is, you can interact with that with the mouse. But this is, if it is a button, or if it is something that you can interact with, or like say it displays tooltip, when it's invisible, you don't want it to do what it's supposed to do when it interacts with the mouse. And you could do that for itself or the children as well. So if there's something attached to this, this isn't hit, like it doesn't have anything attached or any button code or whatever attached to it. So do I need to bind this to something? Crap. Let's see if this works. And make it hidden. And in the event it's already created and is valid, we're just going to basically do this. Set it visible. Do the delay. Set it invisible. And this delay, let's make it 2 seconds for now. All right. There it is. And 2 seconds later, it's gone. Let's definitely increase that a bit. To like say 5 seconds. But it is working. And then it's gone. Cool. Eventually I'm going to update that so that it fades in and out. So I would, instead of updating the visibility, I would be updating the render opacity, I believe. For now, this will work. Let's actually create the player health value in the player. Actually, I think it technically has health. Maybe not. I don't think player movement has health. I think it's just for the movement stuff. Because this is something that is used in pretty much every character. Yeah. So I'd have to create my own custom health. Yeah. There's nothing. All right. Player health. So we're going to make that a float just like the variable on the widget itself. And I'm going to create a function. Player health update. And we're going to take the current player health and we're going to add this value is going to actually get plugged into the function input there, and it's going to be called health change. In the event that this is a negative number, it'll actually subtract to it, and it's going to set player health. And this will also where is it? Oh, right, it's under the player health HUD event, and it'll trigger that. And then just for a quick test, we're going to add health increase with the 1 key, health decrease with the 2 key. And then we're going to take our function. The target is self, +5 or +10 or whatever, -10. And let's actually link the player HUD health to the HUD. I think we can do it in that same function. I need the widget. Set player health. Correct? Yes. And let's just keep the player health by default at 50 for now. So we're going to connect that. And do that. And in fact, I'm going to also grab this and put it in the, not that one, in here as well. So when we create it, I want to actually set the health. Actually, before we add it to the viewport, it's probably fine, but do it after. All right. So this should set the health. It went up to, it went completely full. I think there's a way to change that. Percentage. Right, it's percentage based. So it would actually need to be 0.5. which is why I don't like this button or this slider. I mean, so that means I need to change these to 0.1 and negative 0.1. That should fix it. Yep, 50%. So if I add, it's adding 10% health, and then you can see it was about to get rid of it. If I subtract, it actually does subtract, which is nice. There we go. We have functioning player health. Visually, actually, not functioning. It is visually working. It's just not doing anything right now. I don't need to worry about that because for this specific project, this is not actually player health like normal player health you would think of. It is it's a little different, and when you reach the bottom of the health bar there, it's actually going to do something different. So I will adjust that over time, but for now I have visually functioning health bar. I just want to make sure that it's not creating, it should not be creating health bar for sure. So I'm going to add or it should not be creating it multiple times. Print. I want to print hello every time this branch is fired, just to verify it's only creating one. Okay, there it is. It says hello. And then that should go away. Every time I press it, it doesn't print hello, which is good. So we don't have to worry about that. Now, can I update this so that it I wonder. I think it's basically just that value, the render opacity. So if I set it to, you don't bind it. Oh, you don't bind it. Oh, it might be this. Fill color and opacity. Alpha. So you can bind that. What? Oh, I guess if you create it, it'll show you. So you need to promote that to a variable. And now I've got my player health color, which I'm gonna not actually adjust the color. I'm going to just adjust the alpha. What happened? Oh yeah, it's freaking out because I bound something and then it. Why is there two? That's actually kind of concerning. Why are there two? Strange. Remove binding. Oh. Oh, okay, cool. So now it's just bound to, oh, no, I didn't want that. Player health. That's the percentage. The visibility. Strange. Why does it have to remove binding? I guess the second one you can't really do anything because it requires the linear color variable, but because it has more than one variable attached to it, it's technically 4 floats, which we're not going to mess with. So I want to get the player health. I guess I should change it to LC or linear color. What is this called? This linear color structure. LCS. Let's call it that. Why not? What happened? Hmm. Remove binding. Because I changed the name of the variable, it had a stroke. Got it. Don't do that. Not a good idea. Just remember that you have to change it, the binding, after you change the name of a variable in a widget. In the blueprint itself, though, it's fine. It auto adjusts it. I guess we could set alpha. No. Oh, right. It's a structure. Split the struct. So we would set this to 0. Huh. How would we do this? Right, it's part of a structure. It's not an array. Let's go in here. Technically this is a float, but how do I change this? I don't think I've ever changed this. Because normally it would just be set. But this is different. This is not a regular float. It is part of a structure. I guess set scalar parameter value. No, that's not right. That's for materials. Oh, okay. I think this will work. Oh, by ref. I wonder if I can. No, yeah, that's right. I think I just need to get health color, whatever it's called. There we go. And we would keep these the same. I'm not changing that. What I'm changing is the alpha. So we're going to set it to 0. This is just a test, so I'm going to have to move this somewhere else. I just want to see, not 0. Let's do, oh, no. Don't install Visual Studios. Jesus. That is terrifying when you see that. Programmers hate Visual Studios. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a thing I hate. Oh, that only adjusts the color of the opacity of the colored part. Because if I make it 1, it's black too. What the heck? RGB, yeah. Why did it turn black? What the heck you doing? There should be a way to change it. Maybe it is render opacity. I've tried to do this before, but it didn't really work last time I tried. Because if I go from player health widget, get render opacity. Oh, I guess you can set it. Alright, well, I don't need any of this. In fact, I need to unbind that now. Remove binding. There we go. Set that to default. Oh, the fill. The fill I want to just be red, That's fine. Eventually, I do want to change the color of that. What color did I have in mind? I'll leave it. It's fine. It's not that important right now. Let's delete that variable. I just want to change this opacity and see if it actually does what I think it's supposed to do. It'll probably work. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Cool. All right, so now I'm going to make a I can't make a function out of this because you can't have a timeline in a function. Collapse. No, I can make another node, but that's a node within a node. I think that's fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Health. HUD. What's this called? Player health HUD. Player health HUD. TL for timeline. And then we're going to add a timeline in here. I'm going to move everything here to the center real quick. Timeline. I love and hate timelines, both at the same time, which very few things in life can make you do that. All right, so we're going to need more than one input, actually. Can we do that with I think you can. Yeah, execute. I need another execute. Technically, we want this to be called invisible. And this one's called visible. Execution node. I think that's what it's called. Play from start. Play from reverse from end. Alright. I don't really need the yeah, I don't really need that. There's no point. Just remove that. So we're going to update that, this timeline. Let's change the name to health HUD TL. Because can't name everything the same thing, sadly, even though it's a different thing. This is going to be alpha. Oops, I did not mean to add that. I meant to rename this because that L, capitalized L, is going to drive me insane. What? Alpha is already in use? No, it's not. No, it's lying. It's right. It's crying because of that. Got it. No worries. I got you, buddy. Don't want the output there. The output's gonna go from finished. All right. So we're gonna lerp. One of my favorite words in programming. I'm gonna lerp the float. Technically, it's alpha. And that's going to go into opacity. I've tried this before. I don't know why it didn't work. Maybe I did it wrong. But here we go. Should actually set up the timeline from 0 to how long or how fast do we want this to go? We want it to go half a second at the most. From 0 to 0.51. And then we're also going to auto these. Don't know why that didn't work. Why isn't that working? What? Why isn't that working? Did it break? Do I need to delete this? What happened? What is this? I don't even know. Let's stretch this out a bit so I can get a better idea of what it looks like. Right, this is 4.27. I haven't messed around a lot in this version. Yeah, I know. Quit your crying. Yeah, there we go. See, I don't know why it wasn't working. Oh, if I make them both auto, it changes that? Why? Linear auto. Why does that work like that? That's so strange. Because that's clearly not right. This is linear. That's the bait. That's like the default. But you used to be able to hit auto on both of them, and it would make it like a nice curve. But this isn't how that works anymore. This is really strange. I don't know if I like that. I really hope that this is just like a weird bug or something. Alright, I'll keep it like that for now in case if it is a bug and I can fix it. No, not. Stop it, Brandon. Unreal's better. Oh, God. Okay. Try to collect my thoughts right now. I know what I'm in the middle of. I'm in the middle of just fading the health bar in and out. That's all I'm doing right now. And I'm not struggling. It's just my concentration is in a weird place right now. All right. So it's going to go from 0 to 1. So when you hit visible, it's going to play from start. It's going to go from 0 to 1. And then if you hit invisible, it's going to do it from reverse. So from 1 to 0. I'm going to change the name of this first. Rename it to alpha. I'm making game. That's what I'm doing right now. Is making game. That's it. Don't have a game currently, but I'm making one. Oh my God, is this working? I don't know why this. Oh, I wonder if this has to do with it. Because this, I don't remember seeing this before. Oh, I don't know what this is. Why is it not curved? I miss 4.26. I'll just leave it like that. That's fine. Let me close the timeline before I kill myself. This should be working. Let's actually set it up in here. So when we create the HUD widget for the first time, we're gonna go invisible. We're gonna go visible, and then after the delay, it's gonna go invisible. So we don't need this anymore. We want to make sure that when we create the, oops, nope, invisible. When we create the health widget, it's actually invisible to start. Not invisible, visible, but not rendered. What's crying? What happened here? That's my timeline. What happened? Why did it change names? Can you add a lobster to the finished project? I will add a lobster Easter egg for sure. You just got to remind me in a year, maybe? I don't know. It might take less than that, probably. Because I've already got a lot of the design work done. It's just I need to translate it to this version of the project and make sure everything's working. This is a story-heavy live stream. Oh my God. Nightbot. Did I forget to update you from Halo Infinite? I sure did. 1 second. Damn, it's been a month and a half. And I just remembered that I added that to Nightbot. I barely got Nightbot working again today. Alright, Nightbot. Let's get rid of that command. Or let's not get rid of it. Let's disable it. Which... oh, it's a timer, not a command. Spoilers. I mean, in general, don't spoil anything, even if it's a fake spoiler. But let's disable that for now. Bad Bad Nightbot. No. Nightbot doesn't know what it's doing. That was a timer I had set up for Halo Infinite when that came out. I'm confused as to what happened to my timeline, but I guess I'll remake it. Player. TL. Nope. What happened? Oh. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Hold on. Okay, I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, I know what I'm doing here, but I'm not doing it right. Let's we're not making this into a macro. There's no point. We're just gonna make it a custom event here. Player, because I think when I copied and pasted the macro, it created a duplicate. It doesn't work like a function or event. Player health HUD event. Back. Oh, okay. That's why. Player health HUD TL. Okay. And because I can't have more than one execution node here, I think. Yep. Cannot. We're gonna add a boolean instead. So make visible. Oh, make invisible. And we're gonna do a branch. If you didn't know, you can press and hold certain keys on your keyboard and left click, and it'll place the node that is associated with that shortcut. So pressing B and holding it and then left clicking makes a branch. You can read all of those in the in Unreal settings, which is really nice. So make invisible. This is gonna be weird, but it's gonna play like that in reverse, basically. So if you want to make it visible, we're gonna do the opposite, which is reverse from end. All right. So now instead of doing that with the macro, which we don't need, did I delete the macro? Yeah, I think it's gone. Yep. TL. So we're not going to make it invisible here. Then after the delay, we're going to make it invisible. And here, instead of doing that, we're going to do the same thing basically here. And now instead of just turning the HUD on and off, we are actually fading it in and out. And I hope to God this works. It didn't work. What happened? Because it's making it. I wonder because it's set to 0 initially. It worked? Okay. I want to see that again from begin play. Yeah, it works. Look at that. It's visible and then invisible. And then if you change the health, 1, it'll bring it back. Ooh, okay. Right. So we should make sure that if you are adjusting the health and the health bar is already fully visible, then we do not replay this event. So this will be after. Let's do that. So get render opacity. If it is greater than 0, meaning it is in the process of becoming visible or is already visible, then we don't do that. If it is false, oh, actually, hold on, even better. If it's less than or equal to 0. It can't physically be less than, but I think. But if it's equal to 0, then it'll play that. So if it's equal to 0, play this. Once it plays for the first time, it won't play that function or event technically. All right. There's our health bar. And then we add health and add and add and add and subtract and subtract. Yep. I love it. Ah! Oh, right. Now we need to prevent that delay from actually triggering. It's this delay right here, basically. Gotta figure out how to. Oh, we can set. Shoot. We need to somehow block this from triggering. Or, like, block all of this from triggering, actually. That's another challenge. I mean, imagine figuring out how to, like, even get a computer to work in the first place. Have you ever seen the pictures of, I think I saw one recently of all the code that was required to send the first humans to the moon? It's like a massive table covered in hard drives. But nowadays, the computing power to process all that code is literally in your hand. It's your cell phone. Like, that same computing power, if not greater than, is in a phone now. Yeah, computers and like coding has come a long way in the last 67 years now. All right. So I need to block this from happening as long as you're updating the health. So if you press, if your health is adjusted or it's updated, because if it's in the middle of the delay, it's kind of hard to keep it from just, completing and then making it invisible. I'm trying to think how to do this because I don't think I've ever done this before. How do I stop this delay? It might be easy to make this into a function, actually. Nope, never mind. Can't. Stupid delay. I hate delays. I hate the way this engine works sometimes. You can't have delays or timelines in functions, but functions are meant to recycle code so that you can use the same code in multiple places in your project. It's so dumb. That's something I can do another time, or I can figure it out off stream and then add it off stream at some point. So we got visually, we have health working, we have a health bar that is being updated, and we have some polish added to the health bar as well with the fade in and fade out instead of just making it visible and invisible. A little bit of polish goes a long way. It's that extra little oomph that makes the game slightly better, closer to good or great, I guess you would say. Now we actually need some kind of object that will change the player health, basically. So I'm going to make an item blueprint child, but this one's going to be different from all the other ones. It is going to be the same as the pickup, Actually, I should open the pickup one. Load. So this is actually like saving and loading itself into the inventory, or loading from the inventory. I don't want to do that. It's going to function in the same way, but it's not adding to the inventory. Instead what we're doing with the consumable is we're just going to add here, what is the consumable doing? Is it adding health? Is it subtracting health? And then destroy the consumable. We're never actually adding it to the inventory. I don't want that for this game in particular. There's no like health pickups that you can hold on to and then use later on. Remember, this isn't actual health. It's supposed to be something different. It's just something that you can pick up and consume right away. So technically, no, I don't need to make it a child of the pickup item. It's better to just make it a child of the parent. And we're just going to call this BP consumable item, because it's just going to be something completely different. Let's get rid of all this. I don't think any of these have needed the player reference. Where's the pickup or the parent? The parent itself. Yeah, the parent has the player ref. So the pickup item does need, or the consumable item does need this player ref set at begin play. All right. Okay. So now that this is on begin play, it's actually getting the reference. I can actually use the player. So if you remember, because of the way this blueprint works, I have to override this specific function that I set up and remove the parent side of that function and just override it and add what we're doing. So again, it's basically like the pickup, but instead of adding it to the inventory, we're just gonna do whatever it needs to do and then destroy it. So we're gonna destroy it after that. So I'm gonna get the player F. This is actually really easy to set up if you know what you're doing. And now that we have player health set up, it's even easier. So player health, get health. I don't think we need to do that. Player health update. Yes, there it is. And this we're gonna make it into a variable. We're gonna call it health change, but I'm gonna get rid of that space. And we're gonna make this, for now, we're gonna make it a open variable, but for like the future's sake, I'm gonna be updating this blueprint so that instead of it being one blueprint that's the same item, and you just change this variable on that item. So for now, I'll set all right, class defaults. I'll set a cube. Where are my cubes? Did my starter content get... No, what the heck? Why do I only have one cube, or 3 cubes? Where's my engine default cube? Huh. Oh, show engine content. That's probably why. Strange. Cube. Give me my engine default cube. Give me some kind of texture or material, I mean. What is that gonna look like? Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. It's terrifying. And we're gonna make that smaller. All right. So now I can place the consumable item on the ground in a couple places, probably. The problem is that if you use, the same default settings for each of these consumable items, you can't make each consumable item unique. So eventually I'm going to update it so that I can change the mesh and the material and the health change all by just clicking some setting that I set here, and it basically designates it as X consumable. So it could be an apple, it could be a donut, it could be a cookie, it could be an orange, something like that. I'm only saying that because those were the exact food items I was using in the original version of the project. I literally had, I think I had cookies, brownies, and donuts, and then apple, orange, banana. And the apple, orange, banana would positively affect the player health. Again, not actually health, but it's some variation of health. And then the desserts would affect them negatively. But again, it's not actual health. It's something. It's hard to explain, but I'll explain it eventually. It's just not it's not actual health. If it were actual health, all those items would benefit the player health positively. I guess you could say what the health system in this game is. It's basically like a health bar, but for your brain or for your mental health, essentially. That's what it is. So I'm going to copy a couple of these over. See, because they're all the same, they're using the default settings. There's no way of changing it easily. I would have to physically change each of these items, each of these variables, I guess. So this one will be, right, remember it's percentage, so this is 0.05, which I really hate. I want to update that eventually. 0.03 or 0.09. There we go. And let's make this one negative 0.04. And let's make another one that is 0.08. There we go. I think I need to finish this still. And then destroy. And there we go. It should work from there. And then I'll update it at some point in the future. What time is it? It is 7:19. Okay. Oh, stupid sphere. Move that out of the way. So if you saw our health a second ago, it's at 50% basically. Oh! Why did that add it? 0.9. Oh, right. 0.09. 0.05. 0.04. 0.08. Okay. That's why. You gotta be careful with that. So that's plus 0.5. The fucking health bar. And then that's subtracting, and that's subtracting. So there you go. Now you have consumables, which is really nice. Now I want to fix this bug. It's not a bug. It's just not working as not working as you intend it to work. I wonder if you set this in the middle of that delay, what happens? On begin, or not begin play, on event tick. Do I have that already? Tick. No, I don't. I want it to print the delay. Because there's only one HUD and there's only one instance of the delay variable. And then also, let's be smart about this. Let's make this 0 so that it's not constantly printing and covering up the whole screen. And then if we update the health and we actually set this to 5, is that going to basically reset the delay? Is that how that works? I've never actually tried this. So that's on update. Flip. Nope, wrong place. Wrong place. Player. Which I can literally just trigger using 1 or 2. Okay. Yeah, it's still 5. Oh, it's printing out 5, but it's not actually physically changing it to 5. I don't. So that doesn't work how I thought it would work. Which made no sense, but it's worth trying. Trial and error. Um. I guess I could do this. Player. Player health updating. Instead of doing that, we could set this to true. Set that to true. And then trying to think. So if we update the health, oh my god, are you kidding me? Sorry, I got an email from Nvidia about the graphics card issues. It looks like they're going to send me a replacement. Oh boy. Attach the copy of the receipt, picture of the part number and serial number from the packaging box. Good thing I still have that. The mailing address. Great. So they're actually going to replace it. And I really hope to God that the issue was the graphics card. Oh, that would be such a nightmare if it wasn't, because that means my PC is the problem. And I really hope that's not the case. Okay, let's not do that right now. I'll worry about that tomorrow. See, the thing is, player, this is not this is a function. Let's just put this in here as an event instead of a function, because then we can add a delay to this. Wait, I'm going to use a delay to trigger a delay. No, let's not do that. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. That doesn't sound like a good idea. There's got to be something I can do here. Is there like a special kind of delay? Gate. Maybe not. Oh, gate. Yes. We can use a gate. All right. Enter. Exit. So if we update the health, we're going to set this to false. Do we need the Boolean then at that point? Basically, when we update the health, we want to toggle this to be closed. In fact, start open. Okay, so it'll start open so that it can actually like create itself on begin play. So we can leave that one we technically don't really need the gate here. The problem is up on the top branch. So this could be left alone. Hold on. What if we start playing the game and then immediately we find a pickup item? So let's keep that there then. In fact, I think I'm just going to make this a separate event. Put it down here somewhere. Because it's just going to be duplicated. No, not this though. Health, HUD, opacity. Sure, why not? All right. So we're going to toggle it to become visible, delay, gate. If the gate is open, it'll make it invisible. I just wish there was a way to like re-trigger this. There might be some way to do that. Or maybe a way to like cancel a delay. I don't think so. I've never really read into stuff like that. So if this is open, then it'll allow the health HUD to become invisible. Because it's a thing that other games do. You can play games that don't always have the health HUD visible on screen. I'm pretty sure like Fallout does that, Skyrim 2, and then when your health is updated, it stays visible. At least for like in games like in Fallout and Skyrim, as long as you're in combat, your health will stay up. It won't disable itself. But there's some kind of way to there should be a way to like. Well, then that's basically just a boolean then. Huh. This should work then, theoretically. Let's do like this and I'll look into it another time. Okay. So unfortunately we need to make more of custom events. So this will be health gate open custom event health gate close. That's not how you spell that. Health gate open, health gate close. All right. Now we need to add HUD opacity here to replace what was there. Now we need to do the same thing up here. When you update the health, I don't think we're going to use this right now. I'll probably figure out a more efficient way of doing it later. So when you update the health, you want to make sure it's closed. Shoot. What did I put? I was doing closed. then you need to open it at some point. Yeah, this just became more complicated in my head. You would need another delay to like set to like re-trigger this part. I'm gonna do this at a different time. In fact, I think I'm gonna end the stream now because I don't want to do any more. And I didn't have any more plans anyways. So let's just set this back to where it was. It's still working. It's just got the one issue that the health bar will not stay on screen if you continuously upgrade your health or update your health. All right, well, we made some progress. We added a health system and some consumable items that you can use to update your health. And then I could just do it on the fly as well with the hotkeys. Not bad. It's good. That's a good progress right there in an hour and a half. With a little bit of polish added on top too, which is nice. All right, that's gonna be it for today. I will continue this on Thursday, and I'm actually starting to do planning ahead so that I can see like which tasks I want to complete in a certain week. And it looks like we got all of the ones that I had planned for today, except for one I could do Thursday. So if you want to see the continuation of this, make sure you subscribe and hit the sub bell so you get notifications for that Thursday stream. And that'll be at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do stream most days of the week. Every other day is actually going to be something different. So if you're interested in Stardew Valley, which is the current game that I'm playing, alternating with this, then you can also join me for that tomorrow. Same time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I just opened another program. Whatever. And that's going to be it for tonight. Make sure you leave a like and a comment as well to help boost the stream. And have a good night.